the secrets to really pleasing a woman? Well, I'm the expert and I'm ready to help you out. We're going to get into some of the key ways to give her immense pleasure and make her scream in ecstasy. And I'm also going to share with you some unexpected things that really work to help a woman get to orgasm. Now, the first thing that guys really have to understand is women need a slow start, so you may want to go right to the breasts and genitals, but don't. Now, when you're having foreplay, right, as a guy, I always joke that there's only two kinds of foreplay: getting your penis touched and waiting to get your penis touched, right? For women, they don't want you to go right to their breasts and genitals. That's almost too much. So start off slowly and sensually. Kissing her is a really beautiful way of heating her up that often goes by the wayside in a long-term relationship. Spend some time attending to her erogenous zones and make sure you watch my video on how to find those erogenous zones. And then work your way until she's really warmed up and excited. Then start attending to the breasts and genitals. And at first, just brush by them. Don't go right to the nipples and latch on, right? Brush by them, kiss around them, graze by them, spend a moment there and then go somewhere else. Same thing with the clitoris. Now, the clitoris is her main physical sexual organ. I'll be telling you toward the end of this video a little known fact about what really gets women hot. But the clitoris obviously is a key spot on a woman's body for orgasm, and most women reach orgasm primarily through clitoral stimulation. I'm also going to share with you in a minute a sexual position that women love that allows not only for clitoral stimulation, but G-spot stimulation. So the clitoris is on the outside, right above the entrance to the vagina. And then the G-spot, so if this is the vagina, the G-spot is about a third of the way in on the belly button side. So most women reach orgasm just, primarily through clitoral stimulation. Only 30% of women reach orgasm through intercourse, which brings me to my next point. If you really want to make her go crazy and you want her to make her keep wanting to have amazing sex with you, during foreplay, get her to orgasm at least once. Now, there's a key here. It's tricky with orgasms in women because we don't reach orgasm every time. So orgasm has to be a worthy goal. You definitely want to, stay at it and be patient. But if it doesn't seem like she's getting there, or she says she's not really getting there, let it go. Move on. Because while women love having orgasms and we want them to, it doesn't happen every time. But if you can, get her to reach orgasm before you even have intercourse. And then she's really warmed up, and every other orgasm that comes after that is delicious icing on the cake. Okay, now let's get to one of women's favorite sexual positions that they don't even know how much they're going to love until they try it. And it's called the coital alignment technique. Now, as I said, this allows for simultaneous clitoral and G-spot stimulation, and here's how it works. You get into the typical missionary position where he's on top and she's on the bottom, right? Now, normally, most guys, when they're on top, they're boom, 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 like pounding away. That rarely does it for the woman. I know it does it for her in porn, but it really doesn't do it for most real women. At certain points in the sexual scenario, if she says, go harder or fuck me or whatever, go for it. But usually it's that slow, consistent stimulation. So here's how the CAT works. CAT stands for coital alignment technique. So you've inserted your on top as the guy. Now lift, so you're like this, lift up and forward, okay? So you're still inside, but the base of your penis is now pressing up against her clitoris and her labia. And inside, your penis is right up against her G-spot. Now you stay there and you rock back and forth, slow and as deep as you can, rocking. And you can, increase the pace of the rocking if you want to, but not too fast. Follow her lead and her hips. But what you are doing is creating consistent friction for her G-spot and clitoris at the same time. And that rocking motion is much more arousing for her in most cases than the pounding that typically feels so good to you. So do that and get her to have another orgasm and then go to town and have yours. But if you give her at least one, if not two orgasms during that sexual encounter, that is golden. And she's going to want to do it again and again. Now, the biggest tip that most guys just don't understand is that men really are like a microwave oven. So that means you can get aroused pretty quickly. You can reach orgasm relatively quickly. Women are like a slow burning stove. And if you really want her to sexually respond when you're having sex, here's the big ding, ding, ding thing to understand. Foreplay starts way before you even get into a sexual scenario. So if you're in a relationship and you want to build sexual desire between the two of you that is not only going to make her want to have sex, but make the sex feel that much better to her, because one of the biggest predictors of how good sex feels is how connected she feels to the person she's having sex with. Make sure to romance her, compliment her, emotionally connect with her, spend time with her hours before you're even in a sexual scenario, right? So the emotional foreplay of connecting, helping around the house or with the kids, telling her how beautiful she is, giving her messages about how delightful she is, getting her to feel like you see her, that you care about her, that you're invested in her. Those sorts of things actually really build sexual desire in women and make her feel safe and held and contained in the masculine so she can let loose in the feminine and really allow herself to relax into the sexual scenario once it happens. So take it from me. If you want the best sex ever, make sure to start foreplay, head foreplay, emotional foreplay, way before you get into the physical foreplay. So think about it. Like, let's say that you're going to have sex. It's a Saturday night and you're going on a date and you'll probably have sex that night. In the morning, bring her coffee and tea in bed. Tell her how beautiful she is. Take the kids, if you have kids, for a couple of hours, or take the dog for a walk, or clean the kitchen. Oh my gosh, major foreplay if you clean the dishes. So clean the kitchen. Do things that she's been asking you to do or that really make her feel loved, cared for, and like you're invested in her. Send her cute little texts that tell her how amazing she is and how much you love her and how into her she is and how beautiful she is. You can make them kind of sexual. I can't wait for tonight. I can't wait to see your beautiful body. I can't wait to get my hands on your skin. Keep it like that. Because remember, this is emotional foreplay. You're not at the physical foreplay start. So you're not going to be like, I can't wait to fuck you. I mean, you can say that, but that's not the emotional foreplay I'm talking about. You want to titillate her. You want to soften her. You want to make her feel like really cherished and held and safe and understood. And then she's going to soften and open. And that is what's required in a woman to really get to the heights of sexual pleasure. If you like this episode, make sure to subscribe to The Language of Love on your favorite platform.